Hi, this is Dr. Jaron Banks, and today I'm going to show you how to use a foam roller to loosen up your hips. Now, if you've been feeling tight in your hips, in the front, the side, or the back, or if you've been having limited mobility, which has made it hard for you to squat or lunge, this is going to help you. So, first step is to get a foam roller. I like to start out with a very basic one. There are all kinds of varieties out there now. But if you're just starting out, a basic foam roller is perfect. I like to start by sitting on it for working on the hips. So I'm going to sit on the foam roller. I'm going to put my hands back, and I'm going to change the angle of the camera just a little bit. You're going to sit, put your hands back, and start by just rolling slowly on the glute muscles. From up here, the top of the sacrum, all the way down to the sit bones. So going back and forth, nice and slow. It's okay if there's a little bit of discomfort, like if you were to be getting a deep tissue massage, you'd feel some pressure in the muscle, a little bit of discomfort. Sometimes the muscles are more painful if they have been tight for a long time, and this is good to work through them. You can take some of the pressure off by putting more weight on your hand or on your feet. So I can take my hips off completely, or I can put on as much weight as I'm comfortable with. And so if it's too painful, just take some pressure off by putting weight on the arm and leg. So we're gonna change angles a little bit, lean over about 30 or 45 degrees, and you're gonna get a different part of the muscle. This is the glute medius, and it can be a little tender in here. We're gonna spend about a minute on each area. I'm going to go a little bit faster through this tutorial, but as you do this, spend about a minute on each spot. So if you find a tight spot or a spot that's a little bit more sore, it's good to spend a little bit more time on that spot. We're going to come onto the side on your elbow, and there's a muscle right between the bone here of the hip and the bone here of the hip. We're going to go in between those two. And just a slow roll. Breathe. Don't hold your breath or it makes it even more tense. So breathing through it also helps you deal with some of the discomfort if there is some. You're not supposed to cause extreme pain to yourself. Don't torture yourself. There may be a condition in the joint that needs medical or chiropractic attention. And get that evaluated if the pain is more significant, if it's significant enough to cause you concern. So roll onto the front, about 45-degree angle. Spend about a minute here, coming up and down. I'm gonna sink in and allow a little bit more of my weight to come on here. But again, if it's too much pressure, just put a little bit more of your weight on your arm or your leg. And then onto the front. Now I'm going to change the angle of this foam roller a little bit to come into the hip flexor. And so you want to the top part of your quad is crossing your hip here, and that's one of your hip flexors. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time right here rolling on that spot. And then we want to come into, I'm going to show this on the other leg, the inside of your leg, your groin or your adductor. So for this one, you're going to get real comfortable, real familiar with this foam roller. You're coming all the way up towards the pubic bone, and you just put on as much of your weight or pressure on that foam roller as you're comfortable with. And you can try extending your leg. Can't really see it on the frame there. Extending a little bit or bending and rolling just into that space. Okay, there are two more stretches that I want to show you on the foam roller. If you come back to sitting and you lean 30 or 45 degrees onto this side, bring your foot up to your opposite knee. So the side that you're on is the leg that you're going to bring up. And this is going to get a targeted stretch on the piriformis muscle. And it's really going to help with some of this hip pain in the people have pain in the buttock. That is a lot of times is a tight piriformis. So spending a little bit of time here, you can do some stretches with the knee up and down. And any of these positions, if you add some movement in, is going to give you a better result. It's going to give you more stretch, more motion. It's going to help work through that. So if you have questions, please comment below. If one of these is especially helpful for you, let me know. And comment below when you complete this challenge. I want you to spend 10 minutes each day foam rolling. So day 1 is hips. Stay tuned tomorrow for shoulders, and let me know how it goes.